What's good, gente? Thank you guys once again for tuning in. Like always, as you guys can see on the thumbnail and on the title, right? Handz and Casper's Fallout. We're going to be pretty much speaking on something that has been asked a couple of times. And especially, man, I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I was a little bit lost at first, but I ended up getting some things and some clips and I ended up catching up to what's going on, right? When it comes to the homie Handz and Casper, so I'm going to be speaking on them too. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure to put a thumbs up for your boy. Make sure to subscribe, hit that follow, hit that notification bell if you haven't yet, right? So you don't miss out on anything. Or if we happen to go live, and it gets cracking on the live, so you don't want to miss out on those. So pretty much people have been asking me, man, why am I not even all the way around, especially when it comes to me making certain reactions and doing certain videos. And I was a bit confused, right? Because I haven't tuned in to the homie Jay in a minute, and I know a lot of people always get shocked, like, what, you don't tune in? Hey bro, at times I don't got time, and I'm actually doing videos on other things, so I have to be kind of tuned into some other things at times, right? So I wasn't really tuned in, but like I said earlier, man, some people did send me some clips, and I ended up getting like, okay, the whole little scoop of what went down and what's going on right now, currently. So people, the big question is, right, what happened to Handz and Casper? Why they're no longer talking or in somewhat good terms, right? Because a lot of people do have Jay on the Instagram. I happen to have him on Instagram too. And even though I didn't see that message, someone ended up sending it to me, right? And you guys already been knowing. I will be displaying it towards the end of the video, so stay tuned. But apparently, Jay, after old boy ended up getting arrested, I don't know if one of the subscribers or just him doing some research right after old boy got locked up, ended up finding out that he apparently, or allegedly, right? I'm gonna say allegedly, he ended up shooting a 12-year-old or something of that nature, right? And it wasn't technically a good look for Jay, to be associating. At least that's what I kind of got out of it, at least of the little clip. I do believe Jay took down all the videos because I was trying to find some earlier today, but I didn't see none of them. So he did take all those videos down. But what I was able to catch from that little clip that the homie did send me, right? That happened to be one of the shorts that Jay ended up dropping, right? I think he took it down as well. I'm not quite real. You guys can look it up in this thing. But he ended up pretty much saying that it wasn't an excuse. I won't say it was an excuse, but he pretty much said that he didn't know that old boy had those type of charges. And at least what I was able to get from it, man, that it was no longer going to be an association with Casper from San Diego, right? For those reasons. Now, don't worry, man. I'm going to give you guys my opinion when it comes to Casper. And allegedly, right? I'm going to throw that allegedly, of what he got accused. But before I do, I'm just going to throw it out there that I'm not trying to justify or clear anyone's name in any type of form or fashion, right? I'm just giving you guys my opinion. And especially, man, since people keep asking me, like, well, what's up, bro? Because they honestly think que no agarro corte parejo. Nah, si agarro corte parejo, homie. I ain't tripping, but let's just make that clear that I'm not here trying to justify or clear anyone's actions from the past or anything like that, right? I'm just giving you guys my opinion. So Jay also said that he had seen some black and whites, right? I'm not sure if he had seen the 128, because on the 128 it does tell you a little bit more about different charges or any charge that he did get charged with, right? And if he happened to have like child endangerment or anything like that, more than likely it would pop up right there. And like I said earlier, man, I'm not trying to clear up nothing. More than likely the paperwork that Jay did see was about the cases that Casper was either talking about or something that they were going to make a video about, right? So I believe those are the only black and whites that he was displaying. I don't think that Casper was going to be like, oh, yeah, I did this, because I don't think no one would ever be proud of something like that, right? I don't think no one would be proud of it, and they wouldn't be speaking about it. But now, don't trip. Like I said, man, I am gonna be talking about the whole situation and what I honestly think about that, right? But let's be real. And like I said, I'm not trying to clear nothing, right? Or justify anyone's actions. But it can happen to anyone, right? That could have happened to anyone, especially if they're in that gang life. Now let's talk about Casper, right? We're gonna talk about Casper, and I'm pretty much gonna give you guys my opinion, especially right because I'm gonna be quite real. Before judging anyone or throwing stones like that, I would honestly have to do more investigating, right? I would honestly have to read old boy's thing and actually see what went down, right? And listen to what the black and white said. And more than likely, man, Casper's story will get put out there. You know, someone will reach out to him or get him on the thing, man. You guys have seen it in the past. When shit like this happens, more than likely someone goes out there and gets the story. So you probably will see that in the next couple of days. Maybe someone will reach out to old boy. You guys already know, man. On the YouTube yarda, there's people that reach out and they find ways, you know. But we'll see what happens, right? But let me give you guys my opinion when it comes to Casper. To be honest, man, when someone is banging, you know, man, and I'm gonna give you guys a couple of examples, right? And I'm gonna give the example that I'm honestly thinking that could have been this case. Like I said earlier, man, I'm not trying to justify or clear nothing right now. I'm not here to do that. But when someone is banging, bro, you're not over there asking how old they are. And that's just, let's be real, man. It happens to both sides. The North has done it. The South has done it. You know, shit. It happens on both sides, right? And they're not over there asking how old they are. For example, if they're in a group, and if you happen to like put yourself in these shoes, right? If you're in a group and you happen to see two groups, right? Some that are wearing red or blue, either one, right? Whichever one you pick. Are you gonna go over there and run up to them and be like, "Hey, G, how old are you? Are you over 18?" Like, nah, bro. People don't do that. And most of the time, especially when you're already going with the intentions, allegedly, right, to harm somebody. We'll just say it like that. If you have the ways or something, or if you know you're not gonna get fully close, I mean, people either run or scattered, and man, it could have happened to anyone, like I said, on that example, at least, right? But now, let's say, for another example, let's say that he kind of pinpointed him out. Like, you know what? He was solo bolo. At times, you could tell when someone's younger than 16. Yeah, you can tell, right? But there's the occasion where there might be a few. Brown Boy was one of them when he was a youngster. But I know this is another story, man. So technically, like, let's say he pointed him out, like, "Hey, this little youngster, I'm gonna get him." Yeah, then that's some scumbag shit, right? Yeah, I would agree, and I wouldn't even want to associate neither. So ties will get cut off ASAP. But now, if it was the other type of example, bro, I mean that's kind of a hard one. I mean that can happen to anyone. And I honestly believe that no one's out there really asking how old they are. But like I said, man, that's just my opinion. Make sure to drop a comment and you tell me, man, Conejo, nah, it's like this, carnal, you know? And I highly do appreciate every single one of you that does drop a comment, man. I do go through all the comments and I do reply back. You know, sometimes I don't reply back to the messages that are over a message. You know what I'm saying? When people are conversating with each other. But I do tend to reply to everybody. But now you may ask yourself, what's the big deal, right? When it comes to Jay and Casper, like kind of falling off, you know, like, well, people ain't gonna really be seeing Casper on Jay's thing. Why is it a big deal, right? Especially since Casper doesn't have a YouTube channel. Well, technically, man, how I see it and how a lot of other people have seen it, man, because I had this conversation with a couple of YouTubers that I talked to, right? And they honestly think the same thing. When it comes to Jay subs, a lot of them, man, they tap into because they like Casper. Let's just be real, man. Hey, this is no shots intended to anyone, right? Not to the homie Jay or the other dude, right? But a lot of the people were into the whole Casper spill stories, and actually, man, I'm a. This is just my opinion. I could be wrong because Jay does his thing as well, right? He does his thing, but I honestly believe that Casper honestly blew up his channel a lot, you know, because if you would tap into his lives or just anything that had to do with old boy Casper, man, the views were crazy. They would always hit 40 and up. Like I was like, damn. And I believe the last live that he had actually hit like 44, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, right? But he did get a lot of views off Old Boy, right? And even happened to get a good fan base when it came to the Southern Cali, the Southern Cali part of the state. He happened to get a good little following, right? A lot of the subscribers that he probably has are from down south. And oh boy ended up helping him out with that, at least in my point of view. I could be wrong, man. I could be wrong. Drop a comment, let me know what you guys think, right? But I know Jay does his thing. Like I'm not knocking him for that, man. Jay does his thing, but oh boy did bless him with a lot, even a lot of good stories when it came to the anime, and him just putting in work. And like I said, oh boy did see some black and whites, but it happened to be on some other things, right? But don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure Jay either paid them or blessed them in some type of way, right? Because some of us, man, like when someone hooks you up or they help you out in some type of way, hey, you tend to do that, man. You tend to shoot some love right back. But I don't know what they had locked in, right? Because old boy did bless him with a lot of videos, and like I said, man, I'm pretty sure there was some type of agreement. But after he got arrested, I guess he had a warrant or something. It kind of that's where the fallout ended up happening. I'm not sure, like I said, if Jay ended up getting some messages or he ended up just reading his things. Like I'm gonna look him up real good, and ended up seeing something he wasn't quite feeling right. This is the message that I was saying earlier in the video, where he pretty much saying that he don't want to get his channel reported. I don't know if he was trying to throw a shot right there, like, hey man, that's the one reporting my shit, or what he meant by that, right? But that was the little message. I wish I can put the clip. To be quite honest, I don't put clips no more because I've been copyrighted so many times. You guys would be quite surprised. But yeah, man. So I think that pretty much Jay is gonna, you know what I mean, step away from old boy, so he don't get no backlash, especially because there's a lot of people, man, especially on this YouTube that get real critical, especially when it comes to cases like that. A lot of people are like, man, how can you woo woo? I get it, man. I get it, right? I understand it. So for him, I feel that he's trying to not get any backlash, so he's probably gonna stay away from old boy, which I don't really even think that it would happen, to be quite real, because it don't have nothing to do with Jay, to be quite real. But some are seeing that was kind of messed up. Some are seeing it like that, man. That was kind of messed up, especially, man, because like I said, it could have happened to anyone. But I'm not trying to clear up or justify anyone's actions or what they done in the past, right? But like I said, I would have to do more investigating before I even try to judge or talk shit. I can't do that, man. I'm not gonna talk shit on someone that, especially that I don't happen to know what really went down. But if you happen to be someone that's like, man, that's effed up, right? Drop a comment. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. You guys are always welcome to drop your opinion right here on the E.B.K. You guys already been knowing, man. Drop your comment. Let me know what you guys think. But we'll see what happens. Jay did take down all the videos. I believe he still has them up, just probably taken down, so people can't see. Out of respect for old boy's family, out of respect for old boy's family. And I honestly, I feel like there's a little bit of drama right there. So I honestly don't know. But old boy did say he was gonna write them, so we'll stay tuned. Even myself, I'm gonna have to be tuning in just to make sure that if he does drop a video, I can actually see what happened, because like I said, he was gonna write them, and more than likely, if he said that, he's gonna give you guys an update. So yeah, gente, that's my opinion when it comes to Jay, Handz, and Casper's fallout. It might not even be a fallout, gente. They might still be cool. And like I said, man, sometimes when it comes to homeboys or homies, girls, right? When it happens to be like through a three-way, the communication is not always the best, so that could have just been the case. So we'll see what happens, gente. You know what I'm saying? So if you happen to like the video, make sure to hit a thumbs up for your boy. If you dislike, thumbs down, G. They're both free, man. Just make sure to hit one so that YouTube knows that you're interacting with the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, man, make sure to subscribe. Even if you didn't like this video, there will be another one that you will like. So just make sure to subscribe, hit that follow, hit that notification bell in case we go live, because you always be knowing, man, the lives always get cracking and we always have a good time right there. So with that being said, gente, thank you guys once again for your support, and I'll see you guys on the next one or on the live. We out.